Hey everybody, this is Jim, the Tabletop Engineer here, and welcome to a new episode. In this week's episode, I'm going to continue making some Stargrave terrain. This one's going to be really easy. Anybody could do this. It's for the fourth scenario called Data Vault, and it's going to involve creating 25 of these small terminals that are spaced out a certain distance. So let's get to the tabletop right away, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to tackle this particular piece of terrain. This is probably one of the easiest crafting projects for the Stargrave scenarios. This one's called Data Vault, and basically you're going to create a 5 by 5 grid of these terminals where your characters can interact with them to get data loot. I've seen some different people posting pictures and video making their data vault bigger, like taller, smaller, whatever. I'm using these small 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch. Actually, they're 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch cubes, wood cubes. I painted them silver except for one side, which is still plain wood. I put them down on a bunch of masking tape to keep them from the spray paint will blow these away. So just put some duct tape down, face up, sticky side up, and just stick these down, and then just spray paint them. They won't blow away. I did 28. They come in a package of 14, so I did 28 in case I lost a few. And the other thing I did was I created another set of sticker sheets in Inkscape, and I will make this sheet available as a download in the description below. And when I made it, they're supposed to look like two keyboards, one on either side, and then a flat screen embedded in the desk. The downside is when you shrink it down to 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch, it loses a lot of the detail. So the keyboard actually is a real image of a keyboard, and the screen has this really cool effect. But unfortunately, again, shrunk it down, and it loses much of its detail. But here is a single cube that I made. I also created these blue bands just to have something to wrap around the four sides to distinguish it from the silver, just make it look a little more realistic. So rather than make you watch me do 25 of these, I just wanted you to see the end result. What I'm going to do now is go and make these 25. Now you could put these down in a 5 by 5 grid, and the game calls for putting 4 inches between each one. So if you do the math, you've got 16 inches between 5 and 16. So you've got a very large area of your 3 by 3 game area that's being eaten up by these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shrink it down to a 3.5 inch distance between them. And then I'm going to make a dedicated board out of foam that I can glue these down to. And that way that thing is portable and I won't have to worry about losing these. I'll just glue them on. Let me go ahead and show you how I'm going to make the portable piece that will hold these.
Command received. Activating.
Okay, there you go. Basically, it's just a piece of 1-inch thick foam that I painted black, and then I hit it with a silver overlay. I painted these small cubes. They were wood cubes. I painted them silver, and then I printed some stickers and had them printed color at the local Kinko's, and I just applied those to each of the cubes along with a stripe that goes all the way around. Now the wiring, you don't have to do that, but I just thought it would be a nice little touch for it. But here we've got a 16-inch square piece of foam that's a little more portable, doesn't take up the whole play area on the Frostgrave, game board. It is a one-off. The one thing I don't care about one-offs is you make it, you play it, but then you may never use it again. So my hope is that I'm going to be hopefully playing Stargrave as a campaign with some other local Atlanta people, and if they want to borrow this, or if I want to leave this at the game store, this would be certainly something that I wouldn't mind losing. I just very much doubt I'll ever use it again, but it was very inexpensive to make. And for photos and just gameplay, it'll fit perfectly with that particular scenario. All right, that's all I have for you this week. Please remember to come join us over at the Tabletop Crafters Guild Facebook group. We have 35,000 plus members now, and it grows every day. These are people who, like you, like to make terrain and other crafting items for their gaming table. And we share photos and tips and links and you name it. It's a very friendly place to come and join your fellow crafter gamers. I'd also like to invite you to my own Facebook group, which is the Tabletop Engineer Facebook group. Lately I've been doing some other things with that group, like I've been doing a live show and tell on Thursday. I'm starting to do what I'm calling paint a pair of minis on Friday. And all of that information on when those videos will occur, or those live sessions, is shared and posted on the Tabletop Engineer Facebook group. So if you want to get involved in those, the Paint a Mini one I'm doing via Zoom. So if you've got a camera, you're welcome to join in, and you can paint while I paint, or we can chat and visit. The live one is done via Facebook. So again, join the Tabletop Engineer Facebook group if you want to get involved in those things. All right, that's all I have for you this week. I'll be back next Wednesday with another bit of terrain crafting video. Until then, this is Jim, the Tabletop Engineer. Take care.
Each month, Bexham's Bizarre RPG and Wargaming magazine provides gamers with articles, props to print and cut out for players, mini adventures, new monsters, and much more. Look in the description below for details on how to get a few free issues so you can see what you're missing.